Hello and welcome to our Tuesday morning live
Good morning, good evening.
from here in Bacolod, Philippines. And today's title is Common Misunderstandings Between Filipinas and Foreigners. Always a fun discussion, right? And we certainly look forward to getting some questions and comments from viewers that have experienced misunderstandings. Now, this video should be really helpful and good, especially for those that are thinking about coming to the Philippines and wanting to find a Filipina.
Right.
Okay, things you should be aware of. And of course, people that already live here and are in relationships with Filipinas, we really want to hear from you and hear about your experiences with your Filipina when it comes to misunderstandings.
Right. So, should we do a sound check first?
Yeah.
Or is anybody even here to hear whether we're on or not?
Mr. Dave's here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, we're using new microphones again today. Actually, I've stolen them from you. I borrowed yours. Okay. So real quick, off topic slightly, is a few days ago, we had a big flood in our house. Something happened to the roof. Well, I guess it didn't happen to the roof. There's a problem with the design of the roof, and there's also some holes in the roof. That combined with some leaves from a tree that blocked the drainage. Anyway, bottom line, my house got completely wrecked upstairs with water, and a lot of my audio equipment, including microphones, got soaking wet. So I didn't risk, I haven't really tested them yet, but I didn't risk wanting to use the wet microphones today. So Michael's kind enough to bring these new.
Like I said, this is truly the first time these are being used.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so we're baptizing them here on our live stream.
All right, so definitely let us know if we sound loud and clear. And if we don't, I'll rip them off and we'll go to a different system, but I'm sure they work fine. Anyway, so going back to our subject, do you have any opening comments or thoughts on your experience with misunderstandings with your Filipina?
Well, my experiences would definitely be, and I mentioned this to you before, I always go to the language barrier. That's, to me, I think the biggest thing that you notice when, especially with me and Che, her being a Filipina, and obviously when I'm trying to convey something to her, obviously in English, certain things I take for granted that I'm thinking she understands, but maybe she just doesn't. And then vice versa, she may want to express herself to me. I'm thinking I understand her, but she can't quite find the words from Bisaya to English to match her true feelings, which can create a misunderstanding.
Yeah. I completely agree. The language and it's not just the language, it's the cultural differences as well. So even when they understand something that you're saying to them, they don't really understand it because they see from their cultural position, they see things a little differently.
Right, that's true too. We're obviously from the United States, so culturally we're raised, it's night and day. We're raised very, very different. And sometimes I know I forget, and I'm sure you forget, where we come from and where we are. It's easy, especially, but you've been here longer. So maybe you're I would think you're ahead as far as kind of letting go of where you came from in a sense, and you've had more opportunity to get more of an understanding versus me. I'm still in the infancy stages. I remember at certain times, but not all the time. It's not always my thought process.
Well, I've been here a long time, as you say, and I still don't get the Filipinos. I'm still learning. I still haven't quite understood how they think,
Yeah. Well, maybe that's just the thing that it's always going to, we're always learning anyway. So maybe we're never going to truly know everything anyway, regardless of where we are. But I mean, it does keep things, for me, interesting, when there are like I said, simple things I'm saying. I'm like, do you understand me? Do you get it? And then sometimes they just don't. And I have to be patient when it comes to that also.
Right.
You know?
And you just reminded me of another common problem that when we're having this kind of communication is you'll have to repeat sometimes something many times. And too often than not, the Filipino will pretend they understand because they don't want you to keep repeating yourself.
Right.
And so, you'll say something like, do you get it? Or something, do you get, and yeah, get it, and
they're saying yes, maybe they don't really get it.
So now you have a really big misunderstanding because now they're pretending and you think that they understand you,
Right.
which can often lead to some kind of a argument or fight because you thought you understood each other.
So basically it's kind of like something that didn't have to necessarily happen. Something became bigger than it really had to be just because two people had a misunderstanding.
Yeah. Anyway, for those that are coming on, welcome to our live stream. And as you come on, make sure the first thing you do is press the like button. We would appreciate that so we can help get this video out to more people. And of course, we'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channels. We're streaming again on both of our channels. And you want to say the name of your channel?
Yeah, my channel is called Something Simple. The easiest way to find it would just be at Something Simple 2. That's the simplest way, because like I said, if you put Something Simple only, you're going to get a lot of other simple simples.
I like the name of your channel. It's so simple. And mine's, again, we talked about it last week. I'm thinking of changing the name and I'm having trouble thinking what I should call it. I know you've given me some suggestions. And anyway, for now, I'm still American Christian in the Philippines. And for how much longer, I don't know. But,
hey, if anybody has any ideas, maybe you can give Gary some suggestions on what he should call his new channel. Or maybe you just think he should just keep it the same.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons I want to change it is that it always confuses people, American Christian. Now, I am American citizen. But of course, when people hear me talk, nah, you're not American. Well, that stupid accent.
Oh, yeah. The British accent.
So it confuses people a little bit. and it's a little long. The name, that's why I like yours. It's so simple, short and something simple.
My name was basically, someone said to me when I was trying to think of a name, I did have Walking in the Philippines initially, but then I didn't like it. I thought it was too long. And I didn't want people to think everything that I would discuss would be about the Philippines. So I wanted to give myself more options. And then my friend recommended to me, well, why don't you just think of something simple? Meaning a simple name. And then I was like, I'll just call it Something Simple.
Right.
And that's kind of how I like my life to be, something simple.
Well, it's good. Going back to our sort of subject. By the way, I see my wife's, and we'll get to some of your comments or questions. We're going to chat for a little bit to allow you guys to start thinking of some comments and questions for us. Because that's how this live stream is going to go, depending on the kind of questions you come up with, because we're going to discuss what you guys bring up. So definitely think of some good things for us. Anyway, we'll get to the questions in a few minutes. And as I say, I noticed my wife is on, and I'm sure that maybe yours is watching. So we've got to be a little careful with the subject.
Yeah.
There might be some misunderstandings.
Right. We don't want to create misunderstandings right now.
Yeah. Anyway, so apart from the language, what other misunderstandings do you seem to commonly have with your partner?
I think, like you said, when you go back to the culture thing, I think my idea as a foreigner from the United States, my concept of time versus compared to her concept of time is very different. Whereas coming from the United States, I like to be on time for everything. I don't like to be late. Again, that's cultural. That's working. Everything's quick, like, on schedule, on time. So when you get here, one of the biggest adjustments is it's more relaxed. It's more no sense of urgency type. Not that they don't have sense of urgencies for certain things, but maybe growing up in the United States, our sense of urgency was maybe too much. You know, maybe it made us a little more stressed out, more urgent than we should have been. And again, you bring that here, people are more relaxed. So sometimes when I'm in a bit of a rush, even to get here today,
Yeah, you just barely made it.
for the, you know, to make it for the live stream, I'm like, we got to be up, we got to do that. And like, again, I'm not saying I'm the fastest person in the world, but I feel like I can balance time to be either early or at least on time, but I prefer to be early. So urgency, I would say, is a little bit different between us. Not that it's anything intentional or anything like that. It's just we're raised in a world where we want things and we want it now, kind of, and that's would be one thing for me. Time thing that I
that's such a good one as well. And as long as I've been here, I've never really understood how they view time. I mean, they call it Philippine time, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know why it'd be different in the Philippines than anywhere else. But the fact that it seems culturally acceptable to not be on time, and it's expected almost that you'll be late for an event.
Yeah, if you're early, you actually look unusual.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I know. I've never understood that. It's like, I don't comprehend it. Why that they're not bothered by not turning up somewhere on time, for instance. Like you said, from our Western mindset.
Yeah.
You know, when we arrange to meet someone, we always make the effort to be there on time, a few minutes early on time. That's just the way we are. But yeah.
And I'm even like that when we go to church. I like to be early because I like to be able to sit where I'm most comfortable, which is in the back. I don't, for whatever reason, I don't like being in the front because I feel like all eyes are on me. Whereas I'm in the back, it's just like, I don't like look for attention almost. Like, not that I'm getting attention, but that's what I feel like sitting in front in church or even going to the movies or anywhere. I prefer to sit in back and see everything else in front of me versus everybody, all eyes on me.
You know, I was just thinking church is the one place where when I was going to Pastor Andrew's church, where I was always late. That's because I was hoping to miss a sermon. No, Pastor Andrew, I love you, and you do great sermons, you know. Actually, we used to get late because it was very loud music, and Gracie didn't like music, but I never missed a sermon. Miss you, Pastor Andrew. Maybe he's on with us today.
Hi, Pastor Andrew.
Yeah. Anyway, I say miss him for those that don't know. We just recently moved from Dumaguete to Bacolod. I've been here now just over 3 weeks.
Yeah, one on a month.
And you were in USA for a while, but you spent a few months in Dumaguete, and then you also chose to move up here.
Yep.
Thankfully, I'm glad, because we wouldn't be able to do this.
Right, and I'm glad too. It's much better being here with some people that you know and that you can trust versus just going to somewhere that you're not familiar with, trying to make new friends all over again.
Right. All right, let's go to some comments, questions. There's a few coming up here, a lot from the same people. So I'm going to encourage you now to interact with us on the stream. This is a great subject, and we can learn from you too, especially those that are in relationships with Filipinas, and share with us your experiences where you have misunderstandings. And for those that have never been with a Filipino, you got questions, feel free, post some questions for us and we'll discuss them. That'll make for a fun live stream. So let's go to our first comment today, which is from Mr. Dave. Mr. Dave, and by the way, that picture of you, really, I don't know. We know Mr. Dave.
I definitely think that looks like a mugshot, and I don't truly think that's what Mr. Dave.
Mr.
Really
Dave's much more handsome than that.
Well, yeah, it makes me laugh though when I see that.
Yeah. So Gary looks friendly today, and to be honest, he looks handsome. Now, why me? You're more handsome than me.
No.
Well, yeah,
I'd say Gary. He ages like fine wine. So yeah.
Are you suggesting I'm old?
No, and guess what? The goatee's gone as well. So I think that has something to do with you look friendly. The goatee, you just look You look like a bouncer when you have the goatee.
I'm going to grow it back. I'm a man. I want to
And
look
then
tough.
see, he thinks you look handsome. Maybe Mr. Dave can chime in. And does he look handsome because he's got a clean shave?
Actually, I think that the comment of I'm looking handsome is more of a sarcastic comment. I don't think,
I wouldn't take it that way.
Anyway, Mr.
Dave seems like an honest guy.
Dave, yeah. He's a good guy. I met him at Ground Zero in Dumaguete before, and he travels a lot. And I don't know, where are you now, Mr. Dave? You in the Philippines? All right, who's up next?
She was here last week.
Yeah. So good morning, and thank you for being here with us again.
Good morning. I don't know if it's lean
on me.
Yeah, lean on me.
No, I think, it's lean, must be. Okay, and there's Philippine family life with Leah. Good morning, honey. I love you. And please forgive me if I say anything that you don't understand this morning. If you misunderstand me.
Yeah, we don't want to create any misunderstandings on this live stream.
Anyway, and she says we sound good, so that's great. Okay, who do we have now? Go ahead. Want to read it?
Is that Niles or Niels?
Niels, I think.
Niels Christensen. Oh, that happens to me and Jane quite a bit. So I guess they're talking about maybe the language misunderstandings.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably
very
the
common.
First thing you brought up. And there's so many misunderstandings Filipinos have about foreigners and foreigners have about Filipinos. And I really want the viewers that are watching to bring up some of them, and we can discuss them, and we can sit there and rattle off a whole bunch. I'll just throw out one just because I feel like give you guys an idea of what we're talking about. But it's a misunderstanding or misconception that all foreigners are wealthy, because for some reason Filipinos always think we're wealthy. And I kind of understand that, because if you're talking about a Philippine family from the province that live in a stick house, and of course even the poor foreigner looks wealthy, but the fact is a lot of foreigners come over here and we're just not wealthy. I'm one of them, actually. I'm saying that living in this big house.
But another thing I just popped into my head is instantly when a foreigner comes here, you're looked at as being wealthy. Well, they're probably thinking also, well, this guy or girl must have money to be able to have traveled so far.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's probably what starts the misconception of thinking all foreigners are wealthy.
Right, which leads to another issue and misunderstanding is there's because the Filipino often thinks the foreigner is wealthy. Now they think that you have enough money to not just take care of them,
take care of
the family too.
Yeah.
Now, of course, not all Filipinos think that way, but a lot of them do, and it's a misunderstanding, especially the new foreigners that come here and get into relationships. Sometimes they don't understand that there's this expectation that the Filipino has. It's like, well, you're going to be in a relationship with me, and you've got money,
right?
So I'm expecting you to take care of the family. So that can cause some friction now and then when the foreigner wasn't expecting that, and
they think they won the lotto, they hit the jackpot.
Exactly. Which is why, and again, this our channels and these videos are to help give advice. So one piece of advice I would give to anyone getting into a relationship is be very clear from the beginning if you intend on helping with a family or not, because there will be an expectation.
Right, there will be.
All right, let's. Niels has got the next few questions here, so let's see what we got. Go ahead.
He says, I tell her all the time, we don't speak the same English. She speaks true English and I speak American, which is a very good point, because of all the, what do you call it? When we say, somebody says, oh, that pizza was pretty good. We're not really speaking good. You know what I mean? How we speak our English, we shouldn't say pizza's pretty good. I don't even know where that comes from.
I don't know.
It's like we created our own language. So it's like, she's speaking true English and then we're speaking American. We create our own words
And by the way, I see that slightly different because growing up in England, where we invented the language, English, I feel like I know true English, but I also speak American.
True, you do.
That is true.
If I speak true English, that's when I'm being very proper. And I probably wouldn't sound like the Michael that you know if I spoke like that. I just jumped over from something simple to give you a like. Thank you very much, Niels.
What are you thinking? He said he jumped from your channel.
Yeah. Yes, and that reminds me of what I was doing when I would watch you and Leah. I would watch on Leah and yours, jumping on both, giving a like.
Yeah, jump both and jump back and forth to both. That'll be great.
Yeah.
In fact, everybody watching, you could do that. So you could press like on the channel you're on right now, and then switch to something simple or American Christian in the Philippines, and press a like there too.
Yeah,
that'll be great.
Thank you very much. Thank you for giving us love. We need it.
We do. You mean you don't get enough love?
Oh, I get enough love.
I know you do.
You're already going to get me in trouble now, Michael's saying he doesn't get enough love.
Well, no, because she wouldn't have even thought about that until you just mentioned it right there.
True.
So now, when you said that, she's thinking,
is Michael not giving me enough love?
I think you guys give plenty of love to each other. You're still kind of new in your relationship, so you're on the honeymoon stage still.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see how you're doing 7 years later. Oh, well, okay. Oh no, I just jumped over to like the other one. He's back, so he's back on yours now.
That's good.
What's wrong with mine? What's wrong with mine?
What?
He was on my channel, then he was switched.
Yeah, he was. He's like, that's really cool that he's doing that.
We're happy with just being with us wherever you're watching.
Yeah.
From. What is that?
Stephen Lion King.
It's an emoji of some kind.
Emoji of a face.
Is it effectively a fish?
It looks like like Sloth from Goonies.
Oh. All right.
Niels Christensen says, I made a change a long time ago. I get Jared ready and then keep him occupied and wait for her to tell me we're leaving. LOL. So I guess Jared is their son?
I guess so.
I made a change a long time. I get Jared ready and then keep him occupied and wait for her to tell me we're leaving. So he must be keeping I'm assuming their child busy.
Could be. Who do we have? Herbert. Is that Herbert Bags? I don't think I've seen Herbert Bags with us before. Welcome.
Yeah, that's a new name to me too.
Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and
thank you for being here.
Yeah.
You want me to read for you? Herbert Bag says, well, the only thing that's fast in the Philippines is fast food. Yeah, that's probably right. I don't, again, you know how I am with fast food when it comes to the Philippines. I don't really choose to go in there. I mean, you've taken the kids to Jollibee's. Do you think you get your service fast?
No, I was about to say, it's like they call it fast food, but you go to a Jollibee, it's like the slowest service. In fact, we got some Jollibee for the kids, just you were with us, just the other week, and they're like, they said, okay, it'll be 15 minutes. It's like, that's not fast food.
No, I was wondering like what your experiences were like when you take the kids, you feel like you're getting it and it's...
No.
Well.
No, but then you'll go to a restaurant. In fact, recently when we were in Dumaguete, remember, and we put in the order.
They already had the food.
It's like the food was out, and
within a minute.
Yeah, and I was complaining. Yeah, but they'd made them, and they were sitting there, and it looked kind of
like, he ordered something that we already prepared 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
we'll just get rid of it.
I sent it back because I said, there's just no way you could have, we just put the order in and you're out like before everybody else's meal came quite a bit after, but we send that one back. It's like, maybe somebody canceled or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, they just breathe out after about 30 seconds. It's like, no,
I remember that.
Yeah. That's happened twice.
Yeah. You're like, there's just no way that you're like, you got to make me another one, And I'm not sure if they quite figured out that you caught them, but I guess
Well, you could see by the look of it, it's been sitting there for a while. It didn't look like it just come off the grill.
It's like, what did you do? Just throw it in the microwave and bring it out? Herbert Baggs says, well, when you are in the province, it is common that most of the people are late, but not in Manila. Now, I've never been to Manila. I've never even flown into there. So maybe you.
Well, I lived in Manila, so on a couple of occasions, actually. So I'm trying to think.
Would you say they're like pretty fast paced? They're not late in Manila? I mean, have you had experiences with anything?
Well, you know what? Here's the problem. When I was living in Manila, it was a different situation for me. It's like, so, I mean, for an example, when I was living in Dumaguete with the family, we're always being invited to functions or parties or this place or that place. So you get to experience the time problem.
Right.
But when I was living in Manila, I didn't have many appointments for anything. People weren't inviting me. So you know what? Now I'm thinking, no, because when I was trying to find an apartment at some point, and the agents are supposed to meet you, they're always late. I don't think I don't think that excludes Manila or Cebu, but maybe they're just not as bad in Manila.
Yeah, I mean, and like he says, in the province, there probably isn't much of an urgency. And again, culturally, definitely more laid back in the province. Stephen Lion King, I like that. I mean, he must be a fan of the Lion King movie or something, maybe. If that is truly his last name, that's very cool and different. There is such a thing as God's time when you're walking with him step by step. Yeah, well, everything. I mean, everything's on God's time, really.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, though we're not always on God's time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate that comment. Oh, here we go. I'm pressing the same one again. I'm used to with this. Oh, did I miss one? Wait a minute. Hold on.
There you go.
There we go.
We live in, you're better pronouncing things. I butcher every
Pangasinan? Kalasio Pangasinan?
I mean, I'm assuming that's the Philippines somewhere.
Yeah, where is that, Niels? Because I have no idea.
Can you help us out with that one? Be more specific.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know.
Stephen Lion King says, why isn't Mr. Dave in chat? He was here. Oh, wait.
Well, he's coming up in a minute.
Yeah, he's coming back. So he didn't desert us. He's a loyal second live stream.
Well, wait a minute. Mr. Dave's got a whole bunch coming up.
Yeah, we were in last week was our first live stream together. So that's when I had my first interaction with Mr. Dave. And like I said, it kind of scared me when I saw that mugshot, but he's all good.
Right.
Now, Mr. Dave says, something simple also looks handsome. Thank you very much. Like I said, I know you didn't intentionally leave me out.
It just took him a while to think about it.
Well, yeah, he felt bad, but but it's okay. It's all good. Appreciate the comment.
He answered my question on this one. He says, I'm in Cebu City now, sir. So you don't need to call me sir. It's the Filipinos do that enough. Call you sir. I'm barely getting your partner to stop calling me sir. It's still a struggle for her.
Yeah.
She got used to it. I mean, because, she was with us for a while before you met her. And she was calling sir, and my wife, ma'am, at the time. She didn't need to, but just the way, the way they do it. It's respectful.
Yeah.
But you get used to it. So, and I've been telling her, no, Gary is the name, but.
Yeah, the ma'am Leah, Sir Gary thing. But like I said, it's a respect thing. It's probably going to be a habit. It's going to take a while for her to break that habit. Stephen Lion King says, strange. I think I'm different live stream. I'm trying to figure out.
We're speechless on that comment because we don't understand it.
Strange. I think I'm different live stream. So in other words, he's a different person live stream.
I don't know.
I mean, you can be whoever you want when you're live stream if you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at Mr. Dave. Most people see that mugshot and they're like, huh? Thinking that's his, you know.
Exactly. Anyway, let's take this opportunity to remind those that are on with us to press the like button. I do bring this up a lot because I know that we have a lot of people that jump on the live stream, then they're gone. Sometimes, sometimes people stay for a long time, but there's always someone coming on, someone leaving. So I want to keep reminding you to press the like button, please. That's if you like it, of course. And again, the subject today is common misunderstandings between Filipinas and foreigners. That's the subject we've chosen to discuss. I know we go off now and then, but just to remind you to keep those questions and comments directed at the subject. That would be good so we don't go too all over the place.
And Mr. Dave says, in August, I'm flying to the welcoming, friendly, and underrated country of Indonesia. Wow. Jakarta is great for me because I like getting around by motor, taxi, and train.
All right.
Well, that'll be cool. I can't say I've ever been there.
No, I've never been to Indonesia.
Well,
it's on the list.
Yeah, will this be your first time there, Mr. Dave? First time in Indonesia, or have you been there before? It sounds like you're saying you have because you're saying it's great for you because you like getting around by motor, taxi, and train. How's the food?
Just a comment on transportation. As I say, it's because Dumaguete is like it's hard to get around Dumaguete. Really, you've got like if you don't have your own vehicle, you've got your legs. You can walk or pretty much tricycles, right?
And like I said, I probably mentioned this before, and I apologize, but even Che and I feel the same way. I feel safer walking around in Dumaguete than I do walking around here. Mm-hmm. It's just in Dumaguete, they're more, they just prioritize a pedestrian, anyone walking around, and they slow down first. Well, here is, they got the car, they're bigger, they're going. And if you want to cross the road, you basically have to just put your life in God's hands and hopefully you make it to the other side or you'll be standing there all day.
Yeah.
It is very different here. Mr. Dave, Indonesia is definitely the best or second best country in Asia for dating, along with the Philippines. The women are so pure, I guess, because almost no foreigners go there to meet them. In other words, not a lot of foreigners are visiting Indonesia, and yeah, you'd definitely be a minority there and something different, and yeah, definitely get more attention. We got Louis. Yeah.
Hello, Louis. Welcome.
Watching from Texas. Actually, I recognize he's a subscriber of mine.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Louis. Yeah, if you're not a subscriber of Gary's channel, and you are called what?
American Christian in the Philippines.
Yeah, subscribe to his channel. But yeah, thanks a lot, Louis, for being here from Texas. Have you ever been to the Philippines, Louis? Or do you have plans to come here someday?
And meet a Filipina that you can have misunderstandings with.
True, definitely.
Okay, again, a reminder to post some questions and comments. This live stream will continue as long as we've got our interaction. Or we could just chat, I guess. But
yeah, that's true.
It's much more fun when we're getting, that's what makes live streams fun, when we get questions, comments. Because we never know what's coming up. So it's kind of fun to get, subjects we weren't preparing to talk about sometimes.
Niels Christensen says there's 2 live streams. Each one has its own comment stream. Oh, yeah, like I guess he means ours.
I don't think there's the comments that we get that we're looking at, they're coming from both channels.
Right, on your stream.
Yeah. But I guess
if he's on yours, he only sees people that are watching on yours.
Oh, is that
if he's
right?
looking at mine, yeah, he can only see.
I
but then again, I'm on mine, And these are all the ones I've gotten.
Well, you got from Philippine Family Life. I know my wife, so
Yeah, she said sounds good. That was when she checked in
so
earlier.
she must be. I would assume she's on. Maybe she logged into your channel. I don't know.
One person.
Yeah, talking of Philippine Family Life. What is that?
A smiley face.
Why? What's funny?
You're making her happy, so you haven't said anything offensive or something she's misunderstanding so far.
Is that how you're understanding that emoji?
That's what I think.
Or
I think she's happy.
it?
She's happy, and she's, supports what we're saying.
So you understand the Filipinas now?
I'm just hoping that's what she means, I guess. Yeah.
Well, let's see. We might get some clarification because she's up next here. Go ahead. You can read from my wife.
Leah says that foreigner being straightforward and Filipina is being sensitive.
Yeah, that's another very good point. And Filipinos are extremely sensitive.
I'm learning that with Che, but it's not like, as you said, it's not like an intentional reaction. That's just who they are culturally, and me being, I always found it better to be blunt and upfront and honest, transparent, tell it like it is. If you really, especially her, I want her to truly understand me. But I think sometimes when I make comments about something, how I want to do this or do that straightforwardly, I think, I don't know, she said feels sad or she takes it personal because she's sensitive, because I don't think she wants to disappoint me.
Right.
And I think she takes it more of a disappointment sometimes. I could be wrong, but I think that's kind of her reaction is she just always wants to make me happy. And I'm sure Leah wants to do the same thing for you. So again, cultural differences, we can be a little more, I don't know, call it tough love. I don't know,
Well, on that, let me give you an example, and I've got probably several, but just one that jumps to mind based on what my wife is saying there is sometimes, very rarely these days, my wife will make me a meal and maybe it didn't come out quite as expected. It wasn't good. And being straightforward as I am, I would tell her straight up, honey, this wasn't really that good today. And
or she says, you like it or you don't like it. You could lie and say, oh, I love it.
Well, yeah. And nowadays, if I make a comment, she understands me because we've been together so long. But there was a time where that would really upset her, and because she was very sensitive and really didn't like the negative. And it wasn't negative. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm saying it in a way because the trouble is if you're not straight up and you kind of, like you're saying, lie about it to make them feel good, then the meal you really didn't like much is going to appear on your table again a few days later saying, oh, he really liked this, I'm going to make it again.
Yeah.
And then, and now you're living a lie. You're having to pretend all the time. So,
which creates a misunderstanding.
So sometimes I can be a little too straightforward. And I think, especially when you're somebody that's sensitive, they can get a little upset easy.
Right.
But maybe I'm too straightforward sometimes. I often speak before I think.
Right. For me, it's like to remind myself, Michael, she's not American. She's brought up in a different culture. Think, like you said, before you say something, or approach it differently because you're already aware of how she might react. So you try to be a little more sensitive and be sensitive to her sensitivities and not be so blunt.
Yeah, I can.
Because we're very blunt, but that's how culturally we relate. We're kind of just.
Right. Well, like just with you and me, as we've developed our friendship, and especially as we try, we're Christians and we want to hold each other accountable. So sometimes, and you do to me, I do to you. We'll just sometimes straight up say what we think and be critical maybe, but we're not doing it in a negative way. And we both see that. In fact, we appreciate it when you say something to me and point out something I'm doing wrong. So I'm thankful, and I'm certainly not sensitive, but I'm thankful for you helping correct me.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm always open to it because I probably deserve it anyway. I want someone to tell me, something they see that they feel that I'm doing wrong or can improve, make my life better. Mr. Dave's back.
Hello, Mr. Dave again.
I went to Jakarta before and met plenty of ladies and friendly locals. I dated a very cute 19-year-old who was all over me when I walked up to her food cart. You sound like you're a ladies' man then. But then again, anybody who's single and interested in coming to the Philippines, that's one thing I can honestly tell you, that you come here for the first time, and I experienced it too, the attention you get is unlike anything you'll ever experience in the United States, because obviously we look different. That's for starters. And anything that looks different is interesting to anybody, you know, and I can totally understand where he's coming from. He just has to walk up to her food cart and he's already Casanova.
Yeah. Okay. So you know, and talking about this comment, you made me think about another big misunderstanding, is that Filipinas, right, young Filipinas or foreigners think young Filipinas are only interested in your money and not interested in a real relationship, loving relationship.
Right.
That is a misunderstanding. That is not true. Now, of course, in some cases, it may be. But if you're looking for more of a traditional type Filipina, you'll find that most of them really want a man that's going to treat them with love, respect, and they don't have a big issue with the age thing like they do in the Western culture. I mean, people often watching from, you know, America or other Western countries, and they hear about a situation like mine where I'm 62. Am I 62? Guess so. And my wife is 24. It's like, you're a pedophile, you're a pervert, you're whatever.
And not to interrupt you or anything, but it's like one of those things. It's like, when are we all considered adults?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when are you an adult? And it's like, again, I didn't plan on meeting somebody that's younger, but at the same time, and I don't want to bounce around, but I want to go back to your point about this money thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's that misconception that all people in Western society, America, whatever, will say, oh, the Filipinas are only interested in you because of their money. Well, guess what? When I've been in the United States for as long as I've lived, one of the first questions I'm asked by an American woman when we first meet is, oh, so what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
So right then and there, she's already setting the bar, showing who she is, what she's mainly interested in. Because whatever I tell her I do for a living is going to dictate whether or not this is going to go any further. That's priority number one for them.
What? You are so right. And we're so often, when having these discussions about Filipinas, and we overlook that fact that, you know, in places like America, they're actually 10 times worse when it comes to, you know, they're concerned for what you're going to provide for them and how much money you've got. In fact, I think it's a fair statement to say that Western women, American women, I'll say, because I know that even more, are very materialistic, generally.
Yeah, you're putting
a lot more materialistic than Filipinas.
Right, and that's like, they don't like it when they see American or Western men come into the Philippines, because they're like, oh, they're only getting these girls because they want their money, and that's not even true. Are there Filipinas here that are interested in a guy for their money? True, I'm sure there are, just like there are everywhere else. But for them to just make that comment that, you know, you're only getting these young, attractive girls is because of your money, that's not the case. And Che, my Filipinas never asked me for money once. Never once asked me for money for the benefit of herself. Not once. Yeah. So, you know, I just think that's kind of funny, and I kind of get a chuckle out of, you know, like, they're just panicking because all the men are leaving Western countries, flocking to the Philippines.
Right. Absolutely true. And I'll echo that with my wife. You know, we met when she was very young, but never was it based on money. Never did she asked me for anything or have any expectations of anything. She was happy to have someone that treated her right, that loved her, and you know, that's how they are. They're
Right.
loving people. They're very family orientated as well. And I think that's what attracts so many foreigners to want to come here and meet a Filipino, because they are genuine in most cases.
Yep. And like I said, you know, I want to tell anybody that's listening, that's single, that's interested in ever coming to the Philippines. I think you owe it. If you can do it financially, I'm telling you, just do it. See something, another part of the world, and it'll definitely be an eye opener to you for what you see. But you'll also, the feeling you get when you just, because in the United States, you know, this is, we're nobody there. Now, I don't think I'm somebody here, but in the United States, you're just another person. But when you come here to an Asian country like this, all of a sudden you're looked at differently. And I never experienced that until I came here. So it is different. It's just a matter of, do you let it go to your head or not? Or you just kind of take it in a respectful kind of way, like, wow, you know, like it's a nice feeling, and then leave it at that. Some people get a little, get carried away, but to each his own.
You know, because I have random thoughts. I'm thinking about an earlier comment we had when we were talking about, you know, the foreigners that come here to meet young, beautiful foreigners, and they're not really that materialistic. But the ones in the Western countries often are much older, don't have as good bodies, and they're more demanding.
Right.
So they, you know.
Well, yeah, I don't think they take care of themselves. And I'll be honest with you, I'm 50.
I'm trying to be polite.
I'm 55. I don't think someone close to my age, especially in the U.S., I don't think they could keep up with me. I'm more active, young-hearted, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, are there some that could keep up with me? Sure. But again, it's not all. The main reason I'm here was not about finding a single younger girl. That was not even my main thing. I just wanted to get away to somewhere that was tropical, warm, sunny all year round, and explore islands and enjoy life. I don't mind the heat. That was my main reason. So whatever your priorities are, that's up to you. You can choose to do whatever you want. It's your life.
Right. A reminder, as we've got 16 people with us. If you haven't pressed the like button, please do so and help us out. We appreciate that. Topic today is we're talking about misunderstandings between Filipinos and foreigners. So please, we want to hear from you. We want to get some, especially those that have experiences they want to share. You know, give us some new ones we haven't discussed yet. We'd appreciate that. All right, let's move on. Are we here?
Yeah, we're way up here.
Okay, I'm getting lost.
Yeah, we didn't even...
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay, there we go.
And we got Leah back, and she's saying microphone works great. I can't hear the banging.
I was thinking about that. Okay, so I was mentioning earlier, if you've just come on, we had a little mishap at our house a few days ago.
The flood,
the great flood, and damage, and so. Anyway, I won't get into the whole story now, but we got construction workers here, and they're fixing the roof and the room that got completely messed up, and there's a lot of banging going on.
Digging up the concrete.
So yeah, I was concerned when I heard that banging. I wonder if they can hear it on the stream.
So I guess it's not.
Well, they're not banging right now, but if they do, I think we'll have to tell them to hold off.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leah.
That's good, because we're testing these microphones today, your microphones, and if I like them, I think I might buy some of these.
I think you'd like them.
I actually like them. They're so tiny.
Yeah.
This is the mini DJI.
DJI, the same people make the, you know what I mean.
The drones.
Drones, yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't afford it right now, especially with the cost of moving here. Yeah, we just moved from Bacolod. Sorry, from Dumaguete to Bacolod, if you're not sure. Anyway, it's been an expensive move for me. So drones, and maybe I'll get the micro. Well, we have to get the microphones because I'm not sure my old ones are working now. But
right,
the drone would be really fun.
Yeah, I could have fun with that too, as long as I didn't go into like I don't know what their air no-fly zone kind of rules are here. Who knows? That might be a whole new thing. Imagine that. Because remember the whole privacy thing and what's going on with YouTubers in the Philippines.
Yeah, do you have any updates on that? Because I'm still confused with the. I mean, all I've seen is certain YouTube channels talking about certain rules and regulations we're supposed to follow now. Do you know what the latest is on that?
Oh, it's up for anybody's interpretation, in my opinion. I just think a couple individuals, well-known YouTubers, got a little carried, and you know who they are, got a little carried away with just invading people, even though they're outdoors, invading their privacy. Actually, the one individual is actually being rude to the Philippine people, especially security guards, flipping their hats, just doing stuff that is unnecessary and very rude. The only problem is most Philippine people are very kind, and I don't think they know how to react to being bullied, because that's what was being done. They're being bullied. And I guess enough people were seeing these videos, locals, and just kind of had enough is enough. So it kind of went into the government's hands, I think. And then the one individual, I don't think is the only one. I've seen other ones kind of just going out streaming, but kind of just inviting themselves into these people's homes without province areas, ghetto areas, and just going into there uninvited and kind of just putting a camera in someone's face. And you and I wouldn't even like if someone just put their camera in our face. So I just think that's how that thing got started. So instead of just handling, which they did take care of the one, but I think some of the other ones, I think they should have just dealt with them one-on-one more, as they're kind of looking like they're going to enforce this amongst everybody, being a little more cautious of when you have innocent bystanders in a populated area getting in your camera. People are thinking, oh, I got to blur out their faces. And honestly, I'm not going to do that. I think if you're just there and someone just passes by you, I don't think that's the problem. I think it's just getting a person that's a homeless person or something, just sticking a camera in there and kind of like trying to benefit off of them. They're exploiting them to your benefit, or children and stuff like that. I'm not really going to change what I do, because I don't really try to exploit other people anyway. Now, if you want to interview a stranger, obviously you already got their consent if they're willing to do an interview. But I think I don't want to keep babbling about it, but I think it's all up to one's interpretation on this. The rule I've heard won't go completely in effect, if I have this right, which I might not, but like something like August 1st or something, that they want to implement it. But I think this is like a trial period now. And then I think when they come to a final decision on what they want to do, but let's face it, a lot of vloggers, YouTubers here are actually good people for the majority. They bring revenue into this country by getting people interested. I mean, I saw your YouTube channel. That's what motivated me to come here.
There's a lot of people that come here because of YouTubers and vloggers.
So I think they know that. So I don't know. People are kind of a little apprehensive. Oh no, what I got to do? I got to blur out everybody's face, and I don't have the editing tools to be able to do that. It's kind of just seems like it's getting blown out of proportion a little bit. But honestly, I'm not really worried about it.
All this that we're talking about reminds me of another one of the big misunderstandings. That is that often foreigners think they're superior.
That's
and here's it's a misunderstanding, because I don't think most foreigners do feel that way, but you get some of these idiots like that YouTuber that do all that terrible stuff that you see, and you hear all the stories, and it makes the news, and it's just foreigners that are belittling and bullying and thinking they're better than the Filipinos. And so people start getting the idea that all foreigners think that way, and that's a misunderstanding, because we don't. Most of us foreigners that are here, we have a great respect for the country, for the Filipinos, and so I certainly, and you don't think I'm any better than anybody. So we're all the same in the eyes of God.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, we've got some more questions coming up here. Good. Keep them coming, guys. We appreciate it, and press the like button.
Mr. Dave checking in again says, I'm just saying Indonesia is a great option for guys looking for a long-term relationship with a friendly Asian girl. Well, that's a good But people like to hear that, especially single guys. I mean, that's a, like typical common question, you know, how would it be for a single guy coming here? I mean, sky's the limit, in my opinion. You just take your time, don't rush.
I was gonna say one difficult thing though would be like as Christians, and Philippines is a very Christian country. It might be if you're looking for a Christian woman, it might not be so easy.
Yeah, that might be, you know, and people have always, like sometimes people ask me, is there a preference between what's a better option, trying to meet somebody in the city or meet somebody in the province? And honestly, if I had to choose one, I'd say probably someone from the province, because they're more traditional family. Not that someone in the city isn't, but they're, you know, more independent, business, job, career oriented. Whereas not that a province girl isn't driven by that, but she just has more traditional values, something more that I'm looking for, like respect. Right. Che has that. Oh yeah. Leah has that, you know. But sure. No, you definitely have your options as a foreigner coming here.
That's for sure. Louis.
I lived 2 years in the Philippines, mostly in Manila and Zamboanga City. Sorry
Zamboanga.
I visited Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand and Europe, but there was something about Philippines that brings me back. Wow, you've been to quite a few places, more than me. You've been to Thailand, I haven't. My friend's been to Vietnam, I haven't. I've never been to a European country.
Right. One of the big things that I think brings people back to the Philippines is the Western culture, the English language. That's a huge thing.
What do you like most, Louis, about the Philippines that brings you back? What do you like most? I'd be interested to know why. And Louis says, I will argue that using the sensitive trait in the Philippines is a fallacy, and I think it only applies to foreigners and not the local Filipino men that they have relationships with. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Hi, honey. Again, good. She's active today.
And Leah says, another misunderstanding between Filipino and foreigner is jealousy over X issues. Is that something you want to?
That's a whole video of that subject. Yeah.
Well, give us a little brief snippet.
All right. Well, when you talk about jealousy and misunderstandings, okay.
Related to X issues.
Related to what?
It says X's issues. So okay, something with X's.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm trying to think. I was about to just bring up an example of how, you know, mostly the jealousy and the misunderstanding is Filipinos can be so sensitive and they can be insecure, and so that jealousy trait comes out. But you could be walking with your Filipino around a shopping mall, and there might be a sexy girl walking around, and if you even glance in that direction, the Philippines automatically assuming you're staring at this person where you might not be. You may notice them, but you're not. And you've got this major, and they'll get very upset sometimes if they think you're looking at another woman, and that comes from the insecurities I think some of them have. You know, call it jealousy, I guess. But
I guess the way I kind of look at that is like, I mean, there's been many times Che and I've walked together, and there's Filipinas that see me, and of course you're going to see them. They're like looking right at you, or you know, it's almost like you feel it. You're being looked at, and then they'll immediately look at Che, eyeing her up, because they want to see what is it about her that made me choose her. It's probably a mind competition with them right now. Like, but I mean, Che has never, from my experiences with her, she's never been any, you know, jealous person. Quite honestly, I think she takes it as a compliment. I think she takes it differently. I really do. I think she knows that, hey, I'm the one with him. So, you know, but that's what they do, is they go right from looking at me to eye and sizing her up. They want to see what is it about her that basically she won out with me, you know, but I'm sure there's competition in the Filipinas minds that are single around, you know. I'm sure nothing would stop them, depending on what type of girl they are.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's more Filipinas that are a little more aggressive when it comes to that thing compared to, you know, maybe city girl to province girl. But, you know, I can relate to like that could be a misunderstanding or a jealousy thing. And I would understand it, but I don't have that issue with Che at all. I mean, I don't
You're
know
lucky.
So you're basically saying you've had that issue?
Actually, no, my wife's actually pretty good, but we know many people have had issues with those kind of things, and exes too. It's sometimes the Filipinos can't get over the fact you had a relationship prior, and if you've got anything posted on your Facebook or anywhere else where there's old pictures, they'll freak out and say, "Oh, what are you supposed to do?" And some of them want you to delete your Facebook or delete all pictures,
delete your past,
you know,
which is I think can be a little too much, you know. I guess if it's a lot like of stuff, maybe I guess I could understand someone feeling a little uncomfortable, because they would be like, well, why do you have all your stuff from your exes up? Haven't you completely let them go? So, I mean, I might be a little bothered if my girlfriend had a bunch of pictures of an ex-boyfriend.
You know, yeah, if you look at it that way.
You're like, can't you let it go?
Yeah.
Like, is it something you're holding on to? So maybe that's why.
No, I think I understand. In fact, when you look at it from that point of view, you see things differently. But I'm just thinking, a few years ago, I used to have pictures of my old ex-wife and stuff on the phone. You know, it's just as a man, I'm not a jealous person, so I don't think it's an issue. But I realized my wife would see my phone, see the picture, it would bother her. And I'm like, you know, she's probably right. I've got on my phone. She's got access to my phone anytime she wants. So she's using my phone, and there's a picture that pops up. She doesn't want to see me with other women. And I think the point you just made is I don't really want to see her with other men, you know. I mean, it's, you know, we know that we've had prior relationships. We accept that, you know, but I don't want to see it.
It's kind of like the past is the past, leave it in the past.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, we got 21 people with us. That's great. It might be a record for the last 2 weeks. So please go ahead and press the like button. Let's keep this going. Well, we got about 25 minutes we're scheduled for. So keep the questions coming. We appreciate you guys being here. And if you get a chance, go ahead. Or they can post this link on Facebook or something and let people know you're live with a couple of kind of guys that are doing new live stream weekly. And
yeah, share our channels.
Share it. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
that'd be great. Mr. Dave, I think I experienced some racism in the Philippines as a half Indian guy. Indonesia is a little different because there's virtually no Indian guys there. Filipinos don't really like Indians. I didn't know that. I don't even know why. Like,
and their food is so good.
Well, that too. Well, yeah. You just had some recently in Thailand.
In Thailand, yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of. I mean, it's a shame. I mean, I wish there wasn't racism anywhere, but I didn't. You know, it's interesting you experienced it here. As a half Indian guy, I just figured they look at you. I always feel, like I said, I kind of feel appreciated when I'm seen here, because it makes them feel kind of happy that somebody different wanted to visit their country, you know. So I've never experienced it, you know, that. And I'm sorry that actually, Mr. Dave, that you've had some experience with that here.
Yeah. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Ben. How you doing? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, is it morning for Ben? Like, where is Ben? Like, is he here in the Philippines? Or is he like in the US somewhere?
I can't see the picture, but I got two Bens. We got the Ben that lives down the street from me, and then there's a Ben that I met in Cebu.
He might have mentioned that before, but I can't remember. Ben said he was like in the Philippines.
In America now, I think.
Oh, okay. So it would be nighttime for him.
Oh, back to my wife. And thank you, honey, for being here and participating in our live stream.
Leah said, Mr. Dave, I disagree with you. I know a lot of Filipino who are married to Indian men.
There you go. You can't argue with my wife, Mr. Dave. That'd be a mistake.
When he made that comment, I was kind of shocked. I never felt like, I mean, there was any racism here whatsoever. No. You know, you're just looked at as being different than them in a good way, not in a...
Most of the Filipinos we know, the more traditional type Filipinos, they just they want a man that's going to treat them right and love them, and they don't care what color they are, where they're from. You know, that's just not important.
Yeah, it's how, like, who you are as a person, and love. That's it.
The heart, right?
Yeah, the heart. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing. So single guys, if you ever plan on coming here, lots of beautiful women, but you got to find the one with the beautiful heart. I'll always tell everybody that. Mr. Dave, the new blogger law clearly is almost never going to be enforced, which I agree with, because look at all the other laws they have here that aren't enforced. The helmet law, the license law. I mean, look at how much that blogger got away with doing all the rude stuff to people. They never enforced it until they finally said, after humiliation after humiliation, and that's why the guy continued to do it, because he got away with it. And his views were going through the roof for being rude to people. But anyway, the new blogger law clearly is almost never going to be enforced. There's a reason why government didn't make much of an announcement about it, which is true. It's kind of just rumors, hearsay. They just want the power to be able to enforce it. You know what? I completely agree with that. That's what I think is going to happen. You're not the first person that said that to me, and actually another YouTuber friend of mine, Corey, with It's Me, he kind of said kind of the same thing. He kind of broke down. He goes, all these things. He goes, when are they enforced, Michael? I'm like, no. He goes, you really think they're going to do this? You'd have to be that individual, I don't want to say his name, but you'd have to be another person like him probably to get in any kind of trouble, which who's really willing to do something like that? Right. So I agree with Mr. Dave.
Yeah, I think these rules are probably being created so that they've got a basis in which to charge people that go a bit over the top with stuff.
And they're causing people to think, because look at all the reactions that came from that, especially YouTubers. Oh my, they're like, these guys are like, I'm leaving. I got to leave the Philippines. I got to start living in Vietnam, like all these other Asian countries to continue their YouTube. They're all in a panic. And I just thought I mean, I thought about it a little bit. I never went panic like some other people did. But then if you don't do anything wrong, you really don't have anything to worry about anyway. Ben's back. Sorry to hear about the flood issues you're having. I came home from work at 11 p.m. a couple weeks ago to water coming down into my apartment from upstairs. A new water heater sprang a leak. Yeah, something's always springing a leak. Well, the way yours happened is springing a leak, but caused by the outdoor tree.
Yeah, the tree, just a tree growing over the top of the house from the neighbors.
Yeah, it wasn't even their tree in their yard. It was the neighbor's tree growing over into their yard.
And since then, since we realized that was the problem, we've had them, they've removed the tree. Yeah.
That's gone.
It's gone. So anyway, sorry you had a problem too, Ben.
Then we got Ron
Prince. Hi, Ron. Good morning.
Is that somebody you're familiar with? Okay. Yeah. New to me, but hi, Ron. Good morning. Mr. Dave, I love that he interacts so much. He's like, keeps it going. I met a city girl in Cebu. Her English is perfect, that's great. And I can even talk politics with her. That's even bonus. You can talk politics. I'd rather be with somebody like her. I can talk about everything rather than a primitive province girl. I can see where he's coming from, because you better, like, that's where I'm thankful I have you.
Yeah, I was about to make a similar comment. Go ahead.
Because there's conversations or things that I enjoy talking about that I couldn't have that discussion with Shay. Right. Not that she wouldn't understand me. She has no idea like what's going on politically in the world. Whereas you and I kind of are on the same brainwave when it comes to that stuff. So
Right.
that I can understand, having a conversation with somebody that's very fluent.
Right. And I agree. It's a good thing if you can have someone that wants to talk those kinds of subjects with you. But I would rather talk with you about those subjects. And this isn't an insult on the Filipinos. I think it's just true. The Filipinos generally don't know a lot about what's going on in the world outside their own.
Much less
Generally,
here.
not everyone, of course. Yeah. So, and as you said, in a lot of cases, just not interested in it. Some of the things we talk about, about the real truth of what's going on in this world.
Yeah.
I don't think they quite understand where we're going with that.
It's like they're living in the world, but not like the real world. And maybe
Right.
in some cases, sometimes the less you know, the better off you are too.
Maybe, yeah.
Less stress.
Yeah. All right, Timothy. Hello, Timothy.
On the teleseries, almost every show is about scandal and cheating. Yeah, the culture is programmed to assume all men go astray, and many do, of course. I'm not
Do you know
sure.
what teleseries he's talking about?
Yeah, like I'm trying to. Timothy, could you give us more like the teleseries, what you're referring to? I mean, if you're talking about just TV shows in general, almost every show is about scandal and cheating, which is true, which in my opinion, if people are watching that, that's programming them, which you just said.
Right.
And it's just freaking a downward, it's control. And then we be getting into politics.
Right.
You and I know, we both know exactly what you're saying. And we agree it's mind control, it's brainwashing, it's, Don't watch a lot of TV. Just watch us on YouTube.
There you go.
Just watch us.
Well, certainly.
We're not fake.
Be honest.
And we're not fake news. Yeah, Timothy says it leads to a toxic mindset in the culture, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Yeah,
Are you gonna shower
Timothy,
again?
it is what it is, but at the same time, I have hope and I have faith that things are going to change and things are going to get better. Sometimes, in my opinion, things have to hit rock bottom before they start going back up. And, sometimes this stuff that I don't necessarily agree with has to fall until we can build it back up. But you're right. It is a toxic mindset, which goes back to Mr. Dave's comment about racism and everything else like that. I'll end it on this because I don't want to get political. But always remember, united we're strong, divided we're weak. So
come on, say hi. Sorry, I got my wife popping in the room here, so and say something. Let them hear how you sound like a man today.
Hello. I sound like a man.
Come here. I want you to ask because we're getting towards the end of our questions. You've made some comments. So do you have any other good, juicy misunderstandings that Filipinos and foreigners have?
I did say that in the comment section.
She said about the jealousy.
Jealousy.
Yeah, I got that one, but you got any other new ones for us while you're here?
Like, I think Filipinos sometimes use their lips. Sometimes
to
foreigner understand that. You were using our lips, and then sometimes we said, we just do like this.
Oh, we're pointing the direction like that.
Yeah.
And then
also, when you're asking Filipinos, where's the way, direction, they just said, just go there.
Oh,
well,
they point.
Yeah, Philip, you guys don't always point, though. You do, like, if you're acknowledging, you just do the eyebrow thing.
Yeah,
Che does that, too. Like, hey, is everything good? Instead of saying something, she just does that. So if you don't see the eyebrows, you're thinking she's not answering you.
What if your Filipina don't have eyebrows?
Well, then SOL.
What do you use?
I don't know. You better just go to thumbs up. That would be good enough.
By the way, those that don't know my wife, she's not a lady boy. She has a
I don't know.
She has an issue she has a hoarse throat today, and started a couple of days. We're supposed to record a couple of videos later.
Yeah, I know.
Can you work on that? Oh, funny. All right. Get back to the live streams. Make comments.
I know, I'm watching. Big TV.
So yeah, I agree with what Timothy is saying, but I have hope. That was basically it.
All right. Sorry for the interruption there.
No.
I couldn't resist dragging her over here.
No, that was good.
All right.
Ben, he says, I've noticed that when a Filipina or Filipino breaks up with someone, instead of deleting all their ex's photos on Facebook, they will just create a new Facebook account. Any idea why that is? To me, they're living multiple lives. That's why they do that. Because I have met other Filipinas that have multiple pages, and I could never understand that why. Like,
Right.
And they're pretty active on all of them. They only, they would only friend you on one, but sometimes other, like you see the same name, a little different picture. Also, some of these people, they do get their accounts hacked. Che's Facebook account was hacked. You remember that, don't you?
Yeah, I did.
So, and then they're using her pictures, and they had her asking friends and family for money, thinking it was really Che, and then they were sending money to, So part of that could be hackers, but I know some of them do, or scammers. Some of them do have multiple Facebook, and my opinion is because they're living multiple lives. They're not who they claim they are. On one, they're just this innocent person. On the other one, they're a wild girl. So I guess who they really are lies somewhere in the middle. But yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Okay, we're getting close to the end of our questions. So we are scheduled to go maybe another 14 minutes. So try and get a few last questions in, or comments, or share some of your experiences. And another reminder to press the like button and to subscribe to something simple. Maybe
Something
simple. That's
yeah.
even more simple. Something simple too.
It'd be like, I went to your channel. It's simple things. I think that's what you're thinking.
There you go.
Simple things. But hey, maybe that could be your channel. Simple things.
And of course, my channel, American Christian in the Philippines,
which may change.
Which will change as soon as I can
think of a name.
Yeah.
Something simple.
Yeah, I've had a few, but ideas, and it's just
it'll come to you.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Dave.
Prostitution has been illegal in the Philippines for 94 years. Some laws are never enforced. Yeah, there you go. There's another one that's not enforced, because I've seen plenty of that going on.
Though I don't know 100%, but from what I've seen, it's a lot less than it used to be. I mean, 10 years ago, I'm sure that some people can relate to that. It was really heavy with the prostitution and stuff in the Philippines, Manila, Cebu, but they've quietened down a lot.
And when you think of all the people survive in any way they can, struggling in poverty without money, I'm not saying what they do is right, but I can understand when they're at the point of no return and they feel like this is their only option to eat. I get it. They shouldn't be doing it. I wish, like, somehow, some way, there has to be a better option, but that's why I think a lot of them do it.
I'm going to give you, because I used to think exactly what you just said, but
I'm not saying it's okay.
No, I know you're not, but I understood it like you're describing. At some point I did, but now I'm coming as a Christian, from a Christian perspective. If there's someone that claims to know God or know Jesus,
right,
then there's no excuse for it. You can't justify it, because it's the only way you can eat or find. There is no justification whatsoever in it. So if they claim to be a Christian, then I don't get it.
But for me, this is the only thing. It's easy for me or you to say that, but you and I will never, thank God, be put in a situation like that where we're starving, no home, no clothes, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying you and I are blessed to have had the life we have and never forced where our backs are up against the wall and we're starving to death. I mean, I'm blessed that I never have to make a decision like that as a woman.
Yeah. Look, I know we're off topic a little bit,
I know,
but
we
it's
are.
okay. I'm also American Christian, so bringing up a little bit of Christianity's okay, I guess. So I would just add that if somebody doesn't have a faith or they're not really following a religion, then I understand it more because their morals are subjective, and they can justify earning money by selling themselves.
Yeah.
Right? I can get that. I'm trying to make the point now that if you truly have Christ in your heart, then you wouldn't even, no matter how, you'd rather starve to death than do something against God like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So I think that I get what you're saying when you say honesty, because I used to think, yeah, I do understand why some people, and I'm just splitting it a little bit, saying I understand why some people would do it, because if that's where they, if they base their morals on their own feelings rather than what God has given us, then I can have more understanding to why they would do that.
And it's even some of the other people that I see, Gary, like I'll see them and, you know, I'll never experience that. I'll never truly know what it's like to even just be in poverty and doing whatever you can, where these people are washing their clothes, where they're sleeping at night. The things I've seen here, granted, you can see those things in the US, but I'm really exposed to it here. And I wish I could help them all. And I'm sure you feel the same way.
I do.
But it's kind of like I look at them and, you know, I kind of just say a prayer for them, you know, but that's where I kind of, and I know I'm kind of rambling off topic, but it's like, those are the things that I've learned the most since being here in the Philippines. Not only my commitment to God is unlike where I've ever been in my life ever, although I have a long way to go. I'm far from getting to the top of the mountain. I always say that.
As we all are.
But the things that I've seen here have really opened up a part of my heart, and kind of just said, you know, Michael, do you really need this? Do you really need that? It's just kind of like what things, anyway, I don't want to ramble, but it's just, I feel bad for people when I see that.
I get it. Yep.
Ben says, I'm in Florida, USA right now, 12 hours. Yes, 12. You're on the East Coast. I lived in Pennsylvania and then lived in Florida for 2 years, but then went to PA. So yeah, you were on the Eastern Standard Time zone, just as me. So then it is what time at night for him? I'm going on 10 at night, or day behind. We're a day ahead. Ben says hello to Leah.
Hi, honey. I'm Ben.
Oh, I guess that was when she was in here. He probably said that.
Yeah. That was a while ago. And we're almost at the end of the questions. That means people aren't posting comments and questions. You got
20.
about 7 minutes. So come on, let's get a few more last comments here. Or you're going to have to hear us ramble for 5 minutes.
Yeah, ask a question. I don't want to hear myself ramble, and Gary doesn't want to hear himself ramble. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Mon G, you look like brothers, same facial features.
All right, let me put that to rest right now about us looking like brothers.
I'll take my glasses off.
Not anymore.
Oh, yeah, but he said facial features. I think, you know, the only difference right now is I'm just a little darker than you. That's about it.
Darker, younger, more handsome. Huh? What can I say?
You're too kind, but yeah, you're a good. We look like brothers. So if we look like brothers, then if you think I'm handsome, then we're both ours.
Well, we got both long pointy noses.
Yeah, long pointy noses. That's definitely.
Yeah. Okay. We got a little bit of hair in the chin. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. My earlobes are smaller than yours. That's about it.
Well, I'll consider that a compliment.
Yeah, that's a compliment. We appreciate it.
Ben, which is this is the last comment we got right now. So.
Yeah, man, I want another one. Ben says, I've been approached by 3 different working women inside Ayala Mall, Cebu Business Park, and one outside. They were all low key about it, especially the ones inside. None were aggressive though. Well, that's good. I mean, you know, so I guess they have the Ayala Mall in Cebu.
That was my first experience of the Philippines, and I was not a Christian back then, living a completely different life, but it was 2013, I think it was, when I first came to the Philippines, and I stayed in Cebu. And I remember my first trip to Ayala Mall, I could not believe how many working girls were walking around that mall. I mean, it was packed.
Yep.
It was packed, and living the life I was then, I was feeling like I was in a candy shop. You know?
Well, yeah, you
I was
think,
whoa.
like I said, if you just have to be able to keep, like, control yourself. I mean, when I first came here and all the attention I got, I admit it was hard for me to, like, I'm just like, holy cow. Like, I was like, felt like I was at a tennis match. You know, your neck's just like, people, the attention you get is unlike anything you've ever had. But I think over time, I quickly, like, adjusted to it, because it's like you really come to the realization, you're like, there's beautiful people everywhere. And, you know,
one of the things you should keep in mind, which is reality, is a lot of times we get the girls staring at us and giving the attention. They're not always the best girls. In fact, a lot of them are the ones that are looking for a support system, or they're looking to make some money or whatever.
Yeah.
The actual Philippine girls that are more traditional, that really want relationships, they're the ones that are more shy, and they're less likely to actually look at you. And in fact, you've got to work hard to get their attention if you see something like that. In fact, they won't even, the real traditional ones really will be shy to even face you, look at you eye to eye, you know?
And those would be the ones, the more shy ones are the ones that would probably be better fits. And then you would have to make more of the effort versus someone being more aggressive towards you. Not that someone who approaches you is wrong, but the chances probably go up that she knows what she's doing. She's probably dated other foreigners in the past, you know, and knows that she's attractive, confident. There's natural confident beauty, and then there's I guess just aggressive confident beauty, if you know what I mean. Like, they kind of know that they can just bat the eyelashes, and then, you know, they can just reel you in.
Yeah, you know, just use a lot of common sense. I mean, if you're walking through an Ayala shopping mall or something in Cebu, and there's a very attractive girl wearing very sexy clothes, maybe a little heavier on the makeup, and they're probably not the best candidate for a relationship. Maybe if you're looking just for a bit of fun, maybe it's what you want. But if you're out here looking for someone to get into a serious relationship with, that might be a big red flag.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Well, we got 3 minutes, Michael. So I'll take this last couple of minutes to again remind you guys to subscribe to our channels, if you would, if you haven't already done so. Michael's here. Go ahead.
My channel is called Something Simple. Best way to find it would be just do @somethingsimple2, number 2. And Gary's would be
American Christian in the Philippines.
For now.
soon to change. And so look out for videos. You've been doing actually a lot more than me these days, and you're doing some good content.
I'm trying. I'm still a newbie, and like I said, all the support I get, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm a work in progress.
Yeah, and make a note. Tuesdays 8:30. This is our planned time to do a live stream. We're going to try and pick a different subject week to week, and feel free to send comments or even an email. I've got my email in the description. And if you've got suggestions on subjects or topics you would like us to discuss, go ahead and let us know, because you know, if we're going to do this every week, we're going to need a lot of new subjects to come.
Right. I think we've got some more comments on there.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 minutes. We can go a few minutes longer if we need to. I've got my little girl Gracie who finishes school at 10:30. So as long as I'm there on time to pick her up, that's the most important thing.
We got Ben saying, do you notice many expats leaving the Philippines?
Well, yes, I do actually. I have.
You have?
Yeah, well, I'm hearing some friends of mine, so more people are thinking about places like, I'm fed up with the Philippines, I'm going to Thailand, and I know of a couple that have gone over there. And I think the popularity of foreigners coming to the Philippines, I think after the pandemic, it really was at a high. And I think a lot of people came over because of YouTube and vlogs that they watch, and especially after being locked in their homes for as long as they were.
So do you think it hit its peak?
I think it hit a peak, and I think a lot of people came out here, and it wasn't quite what they expected, because let's be honest, the YouTubers often make the place sound like a paradise. And Philippines, although we love it here, it's certainly not a paradise. It has its issues. And sometimes people come with higher expectations than reality.
True.
And so I think that from the influx of foreigners we had, maybe in 2022, 23, I think we've seen a lot of them leave.
And maybe they're also leaving because they're uncomfortable because they're surrounded by so many other foreigners. I mean, what's the best thing I like about from here compared to Dumaguete? There's less foreigners here. I mean, Dumaguete was just blowing up.
Oh, it's totally.
You know, you just felt like you were back in the United States. So I could see that's why people may be leaving, because when you leave the U.S., there is a part of it you're leaving behind, and you would like to just be surrounded by a different culture. Well, Dumaguete is almost like you're in the U.S. It's not much different. There's so many foreigners there.
Yeah, there's just too many. And you mentioned here in Bacolod, I'm actually really surprised how few foreigners there are. I thought there would be more. Just walking around the shopping mall the other day, SM, I had trouble spotting a foreigner, and there's hundreds of people around. In Dumaguete, I had trouble spotting a Filipino, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it certainly felt like it, but there was foreigners everywhere. So, I mean, ratio-wise, there's a massive percentage of foreigners to Filipinos in Dumaguete, but very small here, which makes it actually a great place to come if you're looking to find a traditional Filipino. You haven't got many foreigners to.
Right, you definitely don't have much competition.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Your brain might be on overload trying to figure out who you want to zero in on, but yeah, you definitely don't have the competition. Ben says it was always the bad girls or the lady boys I noticed checking me out. Yeah, I mean, I experienced both of that. You know, I think if you're attractive in the eyes of somebody, it's gonna be probably all of them, men, women, lady, boys. You just kind of just have to take it as a compliment, although you may not roll that way. I just take it as a compliment. Yeah. Robert Armstrong says, hello guys, great to see everyone already back from the Philippines and missing it already. Yeah, I mean, so in other words, do you know this person?
Yeah, Robert Armstrong.
So in other words, he left. Yeah, I missed it the day after I flew back in March. I was like, as soon as I landed in the airport in Denver, I saw American people look miserable on their faces. I was like, how am I going to ever survive till I come back? But I'm here now. So.
You know, I haven't been back in a long time now. It's been years. 2019 was the last time.
You're going to see, and that's going to be really an eye-opener for you whenever you decide to make that.
But even prior to 2019, I used to travel maybe a couple of times a year back to US, and I was a couple of weeks, and I wanted to, you know, I was ready to come back to the Philippines. Even then, I missed every time I was away. I couldn't wait to get back, you know.
That's the way I feel. I have no desire to go back to the US unless some sort of family emergency. Ben says, I think the nice girls are sneaky about looking.
That's true, Ben, for sure.
Yeah, they don't make it obvious.
No.
You know, or if you catch them, it's when they're looking away.
Right.
Yeah. Eva's daily vlog says, good morning, watching from Garcia Hernandez. Behold, new subscriber here. Hey, thank you, Eva's daily vlog.
Thank you, and thanks for subscribing. Make sure you subscribe to both channels. Would appreciate that.
Glad you're here. Yeah, that's one place I haven't been to yet, Behold.
It's nice, Behold.
You've been
a nice beach.
What, Alona, yeah. You've obviously been there. Not me yet. Someday.
It's not a place I'd want to live. You know, no big cities there or anything. But
is it true that people say it's too touristy? Is that because
you know,
there's just a lot of foreigners there?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been. I was just a tourist when I went. I mean, I went there for a few days.
You were just a tourist.
So I can't really say. I don't know. I haven't been there enough to answer that. But it's beautiful.
Matt Dabang, How are you coping with the flooding aftermath in Bacolod and Talisai?
It's funny because we had the flood in our house, before the floods as such, before that big rainstorm, and it was the day before that we had the issue here with our roof.
And then we had the other one after that, because I was thinking, oh boy, you had the flood here and it just rained a lot again. I'm thinking, what kind of mess is happening here now?
Yeah.
But all the flooding wasn't from where we were in our apartment. We're on the 5th floor, but the streets were flooded, and then you can see like a layered with caked with dry mud now. But there was a lot of rain in a short amount of time.
Yeah. I've never seen rain come down that heavy for so long.
Since I've been here, no.
Yeah,
I haven't
for
seen
4 or 5 hours, non-stop, torrential, heavy rain.
Yeah, the street looked like a river.
Yeah.
Robert Armstrong at Ben. How have you been doing? It's been a while since chatting on the live stream. Okay. So he knows Ben.
Yeah. I used to get that a lot. It's actually more so on my wife's channel when we do a live stream there, that people be interacting with each other.
With the moderators. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. All right, last couple here, guys.
Mr. Dave, when did Mr. Gary move to the USA? You told me you were in your 20s, right?
I was 1980. I was 26.
So you were 26
when I actually moved to USA, and yeah, that's why I can't get rid of the accent, the British accent.
Oh yeah, it was well engraved in you.
Yeah.
You can't lose that. Ben, hello, Robert. Pretty good here. How about yourself? Yep. See, people are community chat, checking in with each other.
All right, this is going to be the last one because we're pretty much out of time, but let's see what we got. It's Robert Armstrong
says, Gary, I'll give you the scoop. My Filipino girlfriend and I are engaged. Let Leah know, haha, how you guys both like in your new home. Looking forward to hear about some travel places to put on my list, which...
Well, apart from some issues we had when we moved into the house, and a lot of the issues we had, that problems with the house,
dream home to flooded home,
and then we got the flood a few days ago that basically kind of ruined one of our rooms. The ceiling caved in and water was everywhere.
The most important room, your office.
My office, yeah, everything. It was pretty bad, but apart from all that, we actually like the home. It's big, at a great location, and I think we're going to be happy here.
It's getting remodeled, basically. So yeah, it'll probably be nicer than what it was when you first got it.
Let's get through these last couple here, and please subscribe. Thank you, Ben, for reminding people.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. Please like and subscribe, everyone. Michael's channel is something simple. Too, and we all know Gary's. Everybody knows you.
Well, not so much anymore. I've been so inactive this year, but thanks to actually you motivating me.
Well, that's good. You motivated me to begin with.
Getting back onto the live streams, and I have a bunch of things I want to get back into on my channel, and a bit more. I'm going to be always talking about the Philippines, but the Christianity is important to me too. So I want to share with people a lot of my experiences that changed my life, and hopefully it'll change theirs too.
Yeah, there's a lot of various topics I think you and I can both hit on and make it fun.
Yeah.
Mr. Dave, you're handsome too.
You are handsome. I showed him your real picture.
Yeah, I did see who you really are. I wish you should actually have that as your picture, but I understand maybe you're worried you're going to get too many women coming after you if you actually post your real identity. So this definitely would scare them off. I don't think you're getting too many freaking love chats and people messaging you with that picture.
Well, be careful. The actual guy whose picture that is, he might be watching right now.
Oh, all right. I apologize, Mr. Dave. Thank you for the handsome comment. Ben's responding to Robert. Congratulations to you and your girlfriend. Yes, congratulations. And then maybe this is the last one. Robert says to Ben, good to hear you're doing good. I'm doing fantastic. Just waiting on the K1 visa process, hoping by December, which that's a whole other topic, which I don't know much about. You would.
Well, wishing you the best for that. And hopefully it will go through quickly for you. So I think that's it.
Yep. Another one, live stream number 2.
So please put in your calendars if you enjoy this interaction and these kind of conversations. We'll be doing this again next week.
And anything you guys would like to discuss or you want us to discuss and make comments on, please feel free. We're open to basically anything, pretty much, you know.
For sure. So thank you, everyone. God bless. And we will see you next time. Check out the channels and look out for new content from Michael coming up soon.
Yeah, more content coming soon.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys, well, hopefully next week.
Next week,
8:30
next
Tuesday, Philippine time.
All right.
Philippine time.
Philippine time. Yeah, that would be Monday for you, Ben.
Don't confuse them.
Yeah, Monday night at 8:30 for you, Ben.
All right, goodbye. God bless everyone.
See you later.